We're going to see if Sims 2 can last on free will for 30 straight days. Not sim days, 30 actual days. And better yet, we're going to use 3 different Sims with different personalities. We will use nice Tytar, clean Tytar, and active Tytar to see how it affects their decisions. I added every item they'll need to increase their skills as well as random stuff too to see which Sim performs the best. Oh, and be sure to subscribe because I collected over 700 hours of footage just for this to make you smile. So I was disappointed to find they hadn't made it through day 1. When I tried this exact experiment in Sims 1, they had made it a full 24 hours, but Sims 2, they didn't even make it. Well, I guess that settles it. Sims 1 is better than Sims 2. I'm kidding, but it is a mystery to me how they died. Because it didn't look like a fire, the conclusion I came to was starvation, because in Sims 1, you don't need to stock your fridge. Sims 2, however, you can run out of food stock, and I don't think they knew how to restock it on free will. So on day 2, I corrected that issue, and so I left them alone for another 24 hours. After coming back, I found that only one Sim remained, active Tytar. But things were about to come to an end for him too. I saw all the counter space had been taken up by pots and messes and thought, maybe I need more counter space to get them to survive. I wanted to get all 3 of the Sims to survive for at least 1 day before I started letting them die off. So I installed more than enough counters to get them through 24 hours. But this did not go as I expected. And after 3 days of trial and error, the Sims were finally able to survive on their own. Nice Tytar had racked up 6 points of cooking and cleaning. Clean Tytar fared better with 6 points of cooking and creativity with 8 points of cleaning. And active Tytar came in like a brainiac with 7 points of cooking, 6 points of logic, and 3 points of creativity. So here I was at day 4, and I found that at some point active Tytar had met another Sim, which I wasn't sure how he did that. All 3 of them had maintained roughly the same skills as last time I checked in on them. And it was looking like my theory on the counter space was also invalid, seeing as there was still so much room available on them. But I was captivated with the clogged toilet, which was a similar problem we experienced during our Sims 1 experiment. So I took out the counters and added more toilets to see what would happen. At this point, I had no idea that one of the Sims was not even going to make it due to the actions of another. So let's roll the tape and find out what happened. So I don't remember when I had added this, but there was an RC car somewhere on the lot. And at some point, one of the Sims had played with it and parked that bad boy right at the steps that you use to get inside the home. You know, being such a massive object to walk around, they couldn't figure out how to get inside. So active Tytar had starved, being trapped outside, and clean Tytar was set to be next. I was happy to have caught him before he fell too, so I deleted the RC car so it wouldn't be an issue in the future. I also deleted the tombstone for active Tytar because they wouldn't stop crying over it, so I didn't want them to starve to death about it. And I also decided to get clean and nice Tytar jobs, 2 different jobs in fact, to see if they can manage that as well. We'll come back to them in 24 hours to see how they did. Well, they're both still alive, so there's that. Nice Tytar was unemployed but had added 3 points of creativity after all this time. Clean Tytar was unemployed too, but shockingly, he really thrived without active Tytar getting in the way. He had maxed out his logic, almost became a master chef, was an expert cleaner, and had 6 points of creativity and even a body point. What's even crazier, he had been fulfilling his aspiration needs and had unlocked the most expensive item there is, the love tub. I used his aspiration points just for that, and then I hired a bartender just to see if anything would happen. Lastly, I wondered why they weren't working on their body at all, considering there was a pool. So I hoped to inspire them by adding multiple workout machines. One entire week into this experiment now, and checking on their skills, it's practically the same as day 6, which was yesterday. Clearly they're too invested in creativity and logic, so I deleted those things to see if it would change the way free will operated on them fundamentally. And this time, I decided to let things run all the way until day 10. So, it was day 10, and I was disappointed because things were almost exactly the same after 3 entire days on free will. I had to throw in a wild card, and a big one. How would they do if they adopted a baby? Would this increase their sense of responsibility and make them prioritize their actions differently? Or would they only care for themselves and ultimately lose the baby? And let me promise you this right now, what you're about to see is not what you expect it's gonna be. Day 14 was here, and Clean Tytar has given his life for the child, quite literally. So I guess it's true what they say after all. Nice guys do finish last.
Boom. Roasted.
But most surprisingly, they were able to keep the baby, but oh geez, it came with a mess. Nice Tytar, you've clearly proven yourself. Let's have you adopt one more, but this time, a toddler. What is wrong with you, lady? What do you get when the baby crosses the road? A woman who shouldn't have that job, that's what. Anyway, let's see how this goes. Well, Clean Tytar got his revenge. After deleting the tombstone so Clean Tytar would go hunt someone else, day 21 had finally arrived, and I found him in practically the same state as before. Only his social status was super low and he was talking to the social bunny. At this point, I wanted to see if he would be able to clean up some of the mess with the help of a maid. This time, I would not check in on him daily. I let this thing run all the way until day 30. And this end result, again, is not one you're going to expect. Oh, and before we showcase what happened during the final week, let's take a look at this time lapse.
Wow. 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 Wow.
So at the end of my experiment, I came back to find he was alive. But something was definitely wrong. Just looking at this, something just doesn't feel right. They were both standing in this bathroom and oh my goodness, he's dead, but he's also not. They're moving, the game isn't frozen, time is going by, but they're stuck in place. Tried canceling the actions, didn't work. Somehow they froze in place forever. Never to move again, never to live, never to die. And that, my friends, is Sims 2 on free will for 30 straight days.